I want to talk about the acting. So first off, I thought the family was excellently cast. I thought they each played their roles spectacularly. I thought the dynamics between the Human Torch and the Thing were perfect, as well as the relationship of Reed Richards and Sue Storm as a couple. I just had a blast. Being nitpicky, though, I will say that I do think, oddly enough, Pedro was probably the weaker actor out of this ensemble, which I did not expect.
Casting for roles like this is super important just because when you're working with each other so closely, you need to get along in real life because that comes to fruition when you actually have to have these characters that actually get along too.
I do want to quickly touch on the villains of this movie because they are near and dear to my heart. Silver Surfer has been one of my favorite Marvel characters since I was a kid. She did an excellent job. I loved the Silver Surfer, I loved the CGI, and Galactus. Holy cow, Galactus! Finally done right on the big screen. Caveat, I think we needed to see a lot more of both of them.
Galactus was so cool, so huge. The audio effect and the cinematography they had for Galactus 2 just made him seem so freaking powerful, like more powerful than God, like he created the universe. Just feels like a wasted character to me and should have been like a 2 or 3 part movie series with such a powerful character. But that was me. I thought that was completely wasted on that part of the story.
But that kind of leads me beautifully into my next segment, the broader MCU, and what this movie means for it. I thought this movie tonally was a much needed change for the MCU, and it's disappointing that we're not going to see any fruits bear of what people liked of this movie for probably 2 to 3 years yet.
I left the theater saying that I forgot it was an MCU movie. It appears to me that maybe since this was a change in tone for MCU and they're not used to doing that maybe they struggled figuring out how to do that and they hopefully will get better at it moving forward.
I give this an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a breath of fresh air for Marvel. I loved the tone. I loved the acting. Overall, it was a really fun time. I had a blast. I do think people should go to the theater to see this movie. It was an awesome experience.
Okay, let me take a look at this and make sure there's no dust on it because it says that I'm a 7 out of 10 for an MCU movie above a 5 out of 10. What in the world? I'm looking at this correctly. I enjoyed it.
All right, I'm shocked by that, but we're actually putting Fantastic Four at a 7.5 out of 10, which goes in the 7 column. I feel really good about that.